My name's Sam and I study medicine. I'm from sort of near Bath, always grew up around there, live with my mum and sister at home, and always went to school in Bath and enjoyed it, and I think always had quite a nice upbringing. So I think I love being busy. I'm quite like an active person. Every minute of my day is usually filled doing something, not just medicine. I've always enjoyed sort of bit of travel, adventure, enjoy singing as well, and just being busy and sort of pushing myself in any sort of way. I guess for my course, like medicine is sort of a vocational course, you go in to do it. I think uni in general, it's just the opportunity. There are so many societies, you can do anything you sort of think of, there's a society for it. And it's just the opportunity to meet people who are passionate about the same sort of things, who want to get involved like you do. Nottingham in particular, I think the campus was a big draw. It's green, and you sort of get the best of both worlds. So you have the city life with all the student nightlife and the bars, the shops, that side of things. But then you're in this amazing bubble. It's just full of trees and it's so nice and green and it's so close to the city. And then there are various things like the medical course itself, which sort of draw me to medicine as well. I guess it's always overwhelming. You go from being the oldest in your school and then you go to knowing no one. With Nottingham, the campus is huge. I thought I'd get lost and never be able to find my way around, but you pick it up quickly. And even if you just learn your little area of campus, you pick it up quickly. I thought making friends would be hard because there's so many people in your year or your hall or your course, whatever it is. But you learn people quickly and everyone's so friendly and also everyone's in the same boat. They're keen to meet people and make friends. So it's a lot easier than I thought. It's very different. I always thought when you say, oh, I'm studying medicine, everyone's initial reaction is, ooh, that must be hard. But it was, I mean, for the first 2 years, it was just sort of a normal science degree. I didn't think I worked any harder than my friends who were studying economics or neuroscience. And you get the same holidays and the same sort of contact hours. So that was a big surprise because I thought it was going to be really full on in terms of contact hours, but it was about sort of 22, 25 a week, which is what they were doing anyway. And I thought everyone was going to be really, really clever, but they were just like me, the same. So that was a nice surprise as well, I guess. As part of medicine, you do full body dissection for about, I think it takes about a year. And that's a really strange but sort of privileged experience, and one that's fairly unique to Nottingham. So you spend about a year with the same group of 6 people and you dissect everything sort of head to toe. And you sort of go through a bit of a weird journey together because you discover strange anatomical things and learn things together. And you really do bond as a group, as strange as it sounds, as you sort of learn and progress together. And it's like a real privilege. And at the end of the year, depending on the circumstances, you can get to go to the cremation or funeral with the family. So it's such a privilege to get to study the intricacies of someone's real human body. And you bond a lot while you're doing that. In my first few years of uni, I joined the A Cappella Society. I was always quite into singing, but I just saw it. Actually, I looked on the uni website and it was the first one that comes up because it's alphabetical, so it's AC. So I saw it and thought, oh, that'd be good fun, enjoy singing. And it's probably the best thing I've done at uni. I joined one of the competitive groups and we sort of travelled all around the country, entering competitions. The competition that happens in Pitch Perfect happens in real life. So we competed in that and we were the first group from Nottingham to get through to the UK final, which was really exciting. And at the end of the year, we went to Edinburgh to Fringe. and put on a show for a week and charge tickets and sort of raise money for that. And that was just the best thing. It was so much fun, being on stage together, and you just bond as a group. We were a little family, and we used to sing together about 6 hours a week, and do gigs. We sung at the graduation ceremonies as well, and yeah, that was really good fun. So in fourth year on GP placement, I spent a month in a GP practice. And by that sort of point in the course, they try and encourage you to see patients independently. So I think once a day I'd get a patient list, and I'd get to phone patients. And I think it was a really memorable experience because I was able to take my time speaking to patients. I didn't have a sort of set time quota, and I think patients felt really listened to. I was able to really sort of address their ideas, what their concerns were, what they were hoping from the consultation, and then take that to the doctor and sort of together would formulate a plan. But I know a lot of the time patients would say, "Oh, thank you, I really feel understood and listened to." The campus itself is just amazing. It's like this sort of green oasis almost, and there are lots and lots of places that are my favourite places. One of those especially is the lake. There's a big lake in front of the Trent building. I used to love running around it in first year. Lots of benches, you can sit and watch the world go by and watch the Canadian geese. So that's one of my favourite places. So the Downs is just essentially a big field that's sort of in the centre of campus, and it's so nice in the summer because all the grass grows long, and then on a hot day everyone comes out and they sit and have picnics and play football, and just enjoy themselves playing frisbee and things. So that's a nice part of campus as well. So I really enjoy going round in the city centre. Nottingham, the city centre itself is great because it's quite compact and you can sort of walk across it really easily. And it's got some great areas with loads of independent shops and restaurants. So I love going around the Hockley or Lace Market area, and going around the vintage shops there. That's good fun, a good way to spend sort of a Saturday afternoon. Living with your friends, there's nothing like it. It's just so much fun. And you get to living with the people you want to, making the friends you want to, and sort of just going through all the highs and lows together. I've never laughed so much as times I have with my housemates, when things have gone well and things have gone wrong. And just having that independence to live how you want to live and do what you want with your time. And also academically, you get that freedom to choose how you live. And when you do your work and things. So I think one of the things that really struck me about Nottingham is just the number of societies. I think there's over a couple hundred societies, 70 odd sports. There are so many opportunities, and the student union are really active. The clubs and societies are always really busy and have loads going on. I think there are a few things. So firstly, being in Nottingham, the Queen's Medical Centre is right on our doorstep, and it's got one of the busiest emergency departments in Europe, lots of patients to see. It's got a really varied population. And then being in Nottingham as well, you get to go on placement around Derbyshire and Lincolnshire as well. So again, you get exposure to different populations. So I've been on GP practice in small little villages full of elderly people who go in for blood pressure problems, and then been in A&E where it's very on a Friday night and it's very busy and sort of different sort of problems. So that's one really good thing. The course itself being an integrated course was really important to me. It means you get to learn the sort of the biological basis of what you're studying, but alongside that you get the clinical focus, because at the end of the day you're studying what you're studying for the patients, and throughout the course they remind you of the people element in that. You're not just studying science, you're studying clinical science, science with a focus on people. So you get placement from first year, and it kind of reminds you why you're doing what you're doing, and in that integrated way. So another one of the things that really attracted me to the medicine degree at Nottingham is the opportunity to do the BMed Sci degree in third year. So essentially you get to study for an extra degree and do a research project. So I got to do a project looking at gene mutations in cardiomyopathy, and I spent a few months reading research papers and collecting data to try and look for trends in data of mutations. And you learn so much. It's hard work because you're sat at your desk trying to figure out what these papers mean, but it really enables you to understand research. And at the end of the day, medicine in the UK is evidence-based. So being able to understand the research that your practice is based on is really important. So at the time when I was delving deep into all the mutations and things, that you sort of think, why am I doing this? And then after you finish it and you produce your thesis and you think, oh wow, I found some really interesting, very niche things. And also I can read a research paper, I understand research, how it's done, what's good research and what's bad research. So that's really valuable. And you get an extra degree, which is quite nice. Another one of the reasons that I was really impressed as a prospective student looking at Nottingham was the support system, because there are so many support mechanisms in place. So firstly, in my hall, I had a tutor who lived in with us. We saw him most days, and he knew us quite well and knew what was going on in our lives. And he was there as someone to go to for pastoral support. As part of the course as well, I also have a personal tutor, and they're a doctor who I see whenever I want. I just text them, and we have regular meetings, and they're from a pastoral point of view and also a professional point of view, because they've obviously been doing what I've done, and they have that extra level of support. You also get, within the medical school, you get what are called medic parents. So you fill out this form with what you're interested in, and then they match you up with someone in the year above. And so I have a medic dad, so that's really good fun. And I also have medic son and a medic grandson and a great grandson now. So a big family. And that was really, really useful. I used to see my medic dad a lot, and because he's just a year above, he's been there and done what I've done. He told me what textbooks were useful, what weren't, and gave me really good tips. And another support system, all these societies have welfare officers. So within the Triathlon Club and the A Cappella Society, there are people there who get a lot of training in welfare support. And they used to do, in triathlon, they do welfare runs every Thursday. In a cappella, they used to do welfare cafes on a Wednesday. And if you just want someone to chat to, whether you're stressed or not, they're just someone you can go to for a bit of help. And they sort of try and get to know everyone within society, and are able to signpost them if they need any help from any sort of external resources. We have a pharmacology lecturer, and you think of pharmacology and you think that doesn't sound particularly interesting, but they're so inspiring, and they teach it with such a passion. Everyone loves their lectures, they love going to them, and they will turn something from the mechanism of aspirin, they'll turn it into the most interesting and wonderful thing, which really helps you because it enthuses us and makes us interested in it and helps us to remember it. So that's quite inspiring, and it makes it very interesting. So one of the things I've done outside of my studies is I've joined the University Royal Navy unit. So in the East Midlands, the unit is based at HMS Sherwood in Nottingham. So we train every Wednesday evening, we have inspections, we do leadership tasks, we do public speaking, and we get to learn about the Navy. and it helps us progress. If that's the kind of career you want to go into, then it helps you progress. And that's an opportunity kind of exclusively open to uni students. And as part of that as well, we get to go on trips to visit naval boats, we get to do leadership weekends, and they pay you all for it as well, which is really good. One of my friends had just been skiing and got paid for it, which is cool. The uni has quite a big focus on widening participation and outreach. So I worked on one of the summer schools that the university run when they invite students from non-typical higher education backgrounds to come for a week, and you spend the time with them, and when they join at the beginning they're all quite timid and quite shy, and you teach them about university life, what a university is. They have sample lectures, you do lots of team building activities, and then on the final night you have a disco and they say, oh, I want to come to uni and I want to be a vet or whatever it is they want to do, and they've kind of gained that confidence. And as an ambassador, it's such a great opportunity to, it's a real privilege to get to join them on that journey, and see the difference you make in someone who probably otherwise wouldn't have thought uni is an option for them. And after the summer school, you do this online mentoring program. So you get to follow them up, help them with their personal statements. And some of the ambassadors on the medicine program, when I was an ambassador, are now students here, and see them around. So that's really nice, getting to see them. One of the skills you learn is how to deal with people. It's difficult being away from home. You don't have your parents to just turn to, and you've got to learn to live with people who are from all sorts of places, all sorts of backgrounds, and you've got to live with them in halls or however it may be. So you learn a lot about how to deal with people, which is obviously a useful skill for life. You learn a lot about how to manage your own money as well, something which takes a lot of time and practice, and I'm still trying to get right. But you learn a lot about how to manage your own money, and how to think about money carefully. You learn a lot about how to be independent generally as a person, in your studies, how to manage your own time, and just how to live and do what you want to do. So exam season is always, or can be quite stressful. There are a lot of exams to do. You have exams where they get fake patients in and you have to pretend you're the doctor or the medical student, and written exams as well. So that it can be stressful because there's a lot to learn. But I think it was important that throughout that, my personal tutor and my medic dad kind of checked in on me, made sure I was okay. The uni were good at providing mock exams, and providing welfare support if you need it. And I think as time goes on, you do learn how to manage your stress. And I know now I've learned over time what my de-stressors are and how to deal with it more effectively, I think. So I'm quite keen to join the Royal Navy as a medical officer. It's something I've been interested in since I was quite young, and now joining the Navy Cadets at uni has sort of reaffirmed that's what I want to do. I think it's just the sense of adventure, the travel, and the skills, the people you meet. I've always thought I want to do medicine and enable in some way that enables me to travel. Whilst at uni as well, I've been involved with Médecins Sans Frontières, the French charity that provide doctors around the world in sort of humanitarian crises or anything like that. And that's definitely something I'd want to get involved in the future. Well, I think I've definitely had some of the best time of my life whilst at uni. It's just been the most fun experience. And I will always, always remember the people I've met, and Nottingham will always hold a big, big place in my heart. You change a lot whilst at uni. You learn a lot about the course, and about yourself and about the world as well. So I think Nottingham will always hold a big place in my heart for having that role. I think my dream is to just fulfill my potential and be happy in whatever I do, and make a difference to the world. I think people always say it's nice to leave the world in a better place than you found it. So I think that would be my dream.